Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time for module number 3. This week we have 3 really interesting lectures. We're done with the Renaissance and now we're headed into the next time period in Italy, which is called the Baroque. And the Baroque lasts about 100 years, roughly the whole time period of the 1600s. Then we're going to jump over countries into France, and in France we're going to learn about art movements such as Rococo, Neoclassicism, and Romanticism. To top off the week, we have a really fun lecture on art theft, looting, and repatriation. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and show you right over to the Canvas site for everything you need to know for module number 3. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. This video covers module 3. We'll take a look at the module here up top, our video that you're watching right now, followed by the introduction. You always want to read through the introductions because once again it gives you a summary of what we're going to be doing for the week, the list of lectures you're going to be watching, objectives which are going to wind up on the midterm and final exams, and then finally a checklist of assessments. This week we have a discussion board, a museum gallery event, and as usual our 2 journals. A little different up here is an office hour link. So beginning on August 26th and going through the end of the semester, I will be available to you via Zoom both Monday and Wednesday afternoon, early evening, 4:30 to 7 p.m. You don't need to schedule an appointment or anything like that. You just click the link and it takes you to my office hours. I only ask that you tell me that you're at Chaffey College and you're in my 8-week Art 5 class. All the schools that I teach at go to this office hour. So in order for me to help you more efficiently with your question, just tell me you're from Chaffey College and that helps me out a lot. Now this week we do have 3 lectures. We have the Baroque, which is that time period after the Renaissance. We have the study guide and then the further exploration section. We have a reading that explains about the Baroque. We also have about a 10-minute video on recognizing Baroque art. We have a video that focuses on the Baldacchino, which is marking the center point of St. Peter's Cathedral and also the grave of St. Peter, and a video on Baroque architecture below. After that lecture, we're going to move to France, and we're going to be covering Rococo, Neoclassicism, and Romanticism. At the end of Romanticism, I will begin to tell you a little bit about realism, and that kind of ends our very traditional art forms for this class. After the midterm, we switch to modern art because of inventions such as the camera and artists such as Edward Manet, who start to break these very traditional rules that we've learned about over the last couple of weeks together. We have the lecture, the study guide, and then in the further exploration section, some readings on Neoclassicism and Romanticism. We have a new printmaking device. We've already learned about relief and intaglio, and now we learn about lithography. One of the more important paintings of the time, Liberty Leading the People. A small segment on Vigie Lebrun, one of the female artists of the age, who has very captivating artworks. And then a couple videos once again on French architecture. The final lecture is one that I really hope you enjoy. It is on art theft, looting, and repatriation. This is my favorite part of art history. I am amazed at how many people go out and steal art and the history of these artworks that have been stolen and returned. So this is a professional lecture that I gave a few years ago. The study guide and then also the further exploration section just has a few videos for of movie trailers for art theft. I'm going to jump down to the journals next, and journal number 5 deals with separating out the Baroque. One of the advantages of living in the time that we do is that we get to look back and see very clear and clean separations in artistic styles. And that is what Wolf Lean first noticed. He's the art historian that separated out the Baroque style from that of the Renaissance. And he says that there's 5 categories that call for its separation. So I'm going to have you learn about these through a couple videos, through a couple websites and also a video. I've got 2 paintings that you'll compare and contrast. And so we have a painting that is very much Renaissance and a painting that is very much Baroque in style. And what you're going to do is you're going to write up reflection on the differences based on these 5 elements, such as linear versus painterly. The final journal entry for the first half of the semester deals with the raft of the Medusa, and this is from a horrible shipwreck that is off the coast of Africa, and the endurance of these individuals, to say the least, in order to survive this ordeal. You're going to have a reading here, you're going to have a video as well, and then you'll write a half-a-page reflection on the items that you learned about. There are 2 projects this week. One is a discussion board, and it does focus on art theft. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to go to the Chaffey website, library website, and you're going to find an article. And it's real easy to do. You can just click on the main website link. You can use the one search if you like, but I don't care for that as much. I like to go right to the articles and databases since that's our goal. Any of these that you've used, you can use now. Things like Academic Search Complete or JSTOR are some of the most popular databases to use. I like to use one called Newspapers because I think newspapers work best for this project. When you click in there, it's just like a regular Google search in a way, except it is focused with newspapers. And this article for this project can be anything current. It can be anything from 20 or 30 years ago. Either is fine. You're just going to put in some keywords, find an interesting article. The article does need to be at least 500 words in length. And that's what you have to do for part of this project. After you've chosen the article, you're going to summarize it. Summarizing is just that. It is not plagiarizing. So it's reading the article, putting it aside, and then writing up from your memory basically what it was about. And you can always refer back to the article, but I'm not looking for any quotes or anything like that. That's not summarizing. So after that, you're going to add a citation, and then finally you're going to respond to another group member's post. Citations are pretty easy to find. Once you find an article, you are going to click on the Cite button here, and the website does it automatically. So it is really just cut and paste. And you'll have, like, this segment here is the cut and paste. And then I also want you to include the link for the article as well. You'll get 4 points for the article, 8 points for the summary, 4 points for the citation, and 4 more for responding to another group member. The due date, September 1st for the post, September 8th for the response. Now, the final project prior to the midterm, and I'll go over the midterm in our next video, is a museum gallery event. And what I'm going to have you do is virtually visit 2 museum websites. And you can use the museums down here if you wish. I'll be adding a few more to that list. Or any major museum in a metropolitan area. If you want to use a museum in Houston, that's fine to use. But these are some great museums to begin your search. And what I want you to do is once you check out a couple of museum websites, choose two that you would like to discuss in more depth. You're going to have a museum worksheet, and let me bring one up here. So this is a regular Word document. You'll type right in to the Word document. Don't forget to press save once you're done, and please use this document. Do not create your own. You're going to give me the name of the museum, its website address, the physical location. You're going to talk about the landing page, the menu bar, the navigation. How did you find it? As far as, was it easy to navigate? Was it difficult? If it was either one, give more details about why it was that specific way. For the best parts of the website and the worst parts of the website, again, you're going to spend about 30 minutes on these sites, so there may be some things that you like or dislike about the site. Your favorite type of art, your favorite work from the museum, please include a picture here, why you like it, describe it, and your closing thoughts on that museum. I also have a completed worksheet, which I'll share with you from a past student. And you can kind of see the level of completeness I'm looking for. So the boxes do expand as you type. Do not handwrite into these boxes. This is supposed to be done on a computer. Pictures of the artworks being talked about, and we're looking at just over 3 pages as the submission. I'm probably thinking 3 full pages is what I'm looking at for full credit for this project. So it does require you to spend a little bit of time working and exploring these websites. Just like the discussion board we just saw, the due date is September the 1st. This does have a late date of September the 8th. This is a 30-point project. The discussion board we just had was 20. And that is everything for this week. So once again, I will see you next week with module number 4. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Once we hit August 26th, you're more than welcome to join my Zoom office hours Monday and Wednesday. If for any reason they need to change, I will note that right underneath the office hours. I will say I'm moving Wednesday's office hours to Thursday. I think that's everything. I hope you all have a good week.